what is happening to Bitcoin now, and most importantly, what is happening to the altcoins. The most important thing is altcoin season still on, because I've been telling folks in my last couple of videos that Bitcoin and Ethereum had a lot of long-term holders and whales dumping on it. So that usually means it could take a bigger pullback or a longer pullback. Bullish momentum has been stopped, so therefore it's more likely to swing wildly sideways, right? Pullbacks could go as deep as, say, low 80s. It could even go to, in extreme cases, like 75K, if we had like the Japanese yen carry trade blow up like we had on August the 5th earlier this year. So I'm going to go through the Bitcoin and then see if the altcoin season is still on, and then I'm going to talk about a couple of altcoins at the end of this video. So short-term Bitcoin, can I get back into this rising channel? That's why I called 108K the top here, right? It can't get back into above this channel. And now this 94K area, 93.5, that becomes the key support now. Basically, we don't want it more than 2 closes below here, below 93.5, and then it'll start doing, you know, these ones back into the yellow area. Okay, I'll show you guys again why this is so important. Really don't want to see Bitcoin break out and then boom, start coming back to trade in that area. Hope you guys all remember this period, right? Between February 21 to May 21. So that was like 3 months, right? 3 months, basically Bitcoin just swung up and down, yo-yoing. So I said, if we take that pattern, that chart pattern, and pasted it here, right? This is what we'd get. I'm expecting something like this. This is just the copy and paste when Bitcoin hits 64K. The big worry is if Bitcoin was to do this, then what happens to altcoins? Then is altcoin season still on? Would altcoins still also just go sideways, go into fluctuation, right? If that happened to altcoins, then are we going to be, you know, then what's the point of being in altcoin season? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen in altcoin season, right? I've got the analysis for you coming right now, plus some coins we're going to talk about. I think altcoin season is going to be okay, is because look at this. This is what happened, what Bitcoin did during Feb to May 2021. If my prediction is correct, this scenario is correct, then let's have a look at what altcoins did during this period. So let's have a look at Bitcoin dominance in February to May 2021, right? And Bitcoin dominance is at what? 62%. And then by May, got down to 40. So it dropped from 62% to 40%. That means basically Bitcoin is holding steady, right? Swinging up and down between 60s and 50s, whilst altcoins went on a massive run. In fact, if you look at the shape of this drop right now, it fluctuates around, right? Retests some key resistance support levels, and then boom, then it goes down. That could happen again. Look at this. We're right now in a similar situation. We've had this one drop and now testing some key levels here. This is what we call a lower low, lower high. And if this lower high holds, then hopefully then we'll see something like this, another lower low. And then you got a downtrend. So for the next 2 months, say till February or March, yes, Bitcoin could get stuck, like I'm showing you, sideways, right? Swinging between 80K to 115K, but you could have a major drop in Bitcoin dominance. This kind of drop just means Bitcoin swings sideways whilst altcoins go on a big run. Big altcoin season, that's what everyone's been waiting for, because I'm saying it would stay below this red line for all this time. Could be wrong, but so far it's working. And then swing something as low as, say, well, 80 or 82K, because that's where the Fibonacci 0.618 retrace is. And, you know, bounce and swing between there like we saw in 2021 when Bitcoin hit 64K, but then the altcoins had a massive bull run. So that was the time, that was a great time. I'm going to talk about a few coins which I think it's very obvious that US Wall Street corporate adoption is coming, and so therefore they should do pretty well. I mean, they're not going to do 100x for you, but they could easily do another 3x, 4x, and they're relatively, I say relatively safer, right? Not financial advice, just relatively more stable. Let's say stable than the small coins, which does this all day. Curve has also signed a massive deal with BlackRock. It's below $1 here. And they, not even the all-time high, but like a significant high point here was $6. So that's still, you know, good room to move. I bought some curve on the pullback here, right? The two support levels, one is at around 83 cents and one is around 71 cents. And you can see that it went just a little bit beyond to 69 cents, about 2 cents below there, about 2 cents below there. So for the guys who are trading futures, right, you may not want your stops to be too tight, right? Give it a little room. And then it's still holding a bull flag. Like this is a standard bull flag right now. Once again, I do expect it to pull back. If it hits this 105, 107 area, I would expect a pullback. And then support at, again, 83. I've been putting some small DCA, dollar cost average orders here. The big dollar cost average order is around here, right? Low 70s, like 71, 72, right? And hopefully then we catch it in this bull flag for a bounce and breakout. When it breaks out, $1.25 is the first line of resistance. I'm now in what you would call at least 50% defense mode. And what that means is basically 50% of the times I'm playing defense, if not more, if not like 60, 70%, because my last couple of videos showed you that Bitcoin long-term holders and Ethereum whales are dumping, right? So therefore, when I buy these coins at support and when it bounces up to resistance level, I would sell some. If I'm trading futures, I would take some profits, right? For a coin like Curve, and I'm about to show you a link, Chainlink next, right? These kind of coins, if I have high conviction that BlackRock, that Wall Street is going to adopt them and use them as their infrastructure, then I would maybe hold the spot coins for longer. Depends on your conviction level. Maybe just take 10%, 20% profit after a big bounce like this. For futures, maybe a little bit more because, you know, futures can do this. Let's move on to Chainlink. Link is another one that I like quite a lot. BlackRock is rumored to be signing a deal with Link. And you know, sometimes even though they're not announcing it yet, they could have already. BlackRock could already be buying Link. BlackRock might not buy Chainlink. Exchanges like Binance, BlackRock might buy Chainlink on something like over the counter, right? Over the counter trades. And when they buy over the counter, you basically cannot see that deal being made. It looks a little bit weak in the short term because, okay, first of all, let's look at it from the weekly. $53. Now it's still at $22, so still well below 50%. It went above the previous high in March, which is good, but now look, it's pulled back and it's hanging around the old high and it's below this major resistance area. This resistance at 23.5 is not just the old high of March this year, but also this line was drawn because 23.5 was support here, 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 right? And resistance here. So that's a big level, 23.5. And right now it's closing below 23.5 on the weekly. So that means it could give us entry at the next support level, 19.43, 19.5, let's call it, because we've got a top here, and a pivot top almost hitting it just there. Say 19.3, 19.5, that sort of area. On the daily, it looks even more problematic because now you could say we are in a head and shoulders pattern because you've got shoulder, head, shoulder. So Link is in a little bit of a trouble in the short term here. Broken the supporting trend line that carried it since early November, broke out of the range, broke down, and then retested the trend line and broke down again. So that's not good from a daily point of view, short-term point of view. And look at the head and shoulders here. We can see here is the shoulder, here's the head, here's the right shoulder, testing that neckline, about to break through that neckline. Let's call it $10 with $10, 15 cents. And if this breaks this neckline again at this $22 area, then in theory it goes down another $10. That will take us all the way to here. I mean, if it was to come all the way down to here, not saying it's impossible, but you'd need an extreme spike in Bitcoin to get it down to that level. If Bitcoin, like say, hits 75, and then on a day like that, you might have a panic sell and a wick down to 12 something. So I'm not expecting that type of move with Link, especially with the BlackRock deal floating about. Something like first level support 19.3, 19.5. That's an area to pick some up. And then 16.67, 6.5, and then the big area is 14 point something, right? 14 point, low 14s, like 14.2, 14.3, that sort of area. And if we do get a bounce here, then obviously this $31 area, $31 area is the resistance. And then this $35 area